The world just watched a nightmare headline unfold in real time. Reports of U.S. airstrikes on Venezuela and the capture of Nicolas Maduro. Depending on where you're standing, it looks like either the fall of a dictator or the opening move of something much darker and much bigger. For a lot of people in Latin America, the feeling is complicated. On one hand, there's no love lost for Maduro. Years of inflation, shortages, repression, and mass migration have broken families and emptied cities. So when you hear that the man at the center of all that might finally be gone, part of you wants to say, "Good, about time." But then reality hits. It didn't happen through a domestic uprising, or a negotiated transition, or a regional initiative. It happened through bombs, and a foreign military deciding when the regime's time was up. That's where the celebration stops and the old fear kicks in. Because this looks a lot like the Monroe Doctrine playing out all over again. The message feels brutally familiar. This hemisphere is still someone else's backyard. You can already see the split in reactions. Some Western leaders are talking about liberation, about the Venezuelan people being freed from dictatorship, even hinting at being strongly involved in the country's oil sector during a transitional period. Meanwhile, leaders in the region talk about aggression, violated sovereignty, and even move troops toward their borders as a warning. One side frames it as the triumph of democracy. The other sees cruise missiles opening the door to a new kind of control. There's also this deeper, more painful question underneath everything. Does Latin America actually have agency here? Or is it just a stage where outside powers keep replaying the same script? People are already imagining the fallout. New refugee waves, cheap oil deals cut over their heads, and years from now, maybe those same powers coming back, asking for cooperation or help, as if nothing happened. So where does that leave us? Maybe with one uncomfortable truth. You can hate a dictator and still reject the idea that bombs from another continent get to decide a nation's future. In the end, the real battle isn't just over who controls Venezuela today. It's over whether this part of the world ever gets to stop being treated like a chessboard somebody else owns.